Yesterday, the NFL announced in the Super Bowl that Broncos rookie quarterback Bo Nix has been named the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Month for October. Nix led all rookie quarterbacks in passing touchdowns, passing yards, and rushing TDs. Okay, Stephen A., are you surprised that Bo Nix won over Jayden?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that Jayden Daniels has been sensational. He's a legit MVP candidate in this league as far as I'm concerned. I don't have him as my favorite, but he's in the discussion. That ain't Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I give credit where credit is due. The passer rating is 102.7. He's got 9 touchdowns, 7 TD passes, 2 TD runs, and just 1 interception over the last several weeks. He's been balling out, and the Broncos are a winning football team right now. So give mad respect where it's due, particularly with what they were suffering from over the last couple of years. Even though I thought Russell Wilson did a decent job, it just was falling out with Sean Payton because they really wanted to get rid of his money and made him a scapegoat. But in the end, what it comes down to is Bo Nix is impressive. I give him a lot of credit, but Jayden Daniels is something special. And I certainly wasn't thinking, when I was thinking about offensive rookie of the month or whatever, I mean, again, Jayden Daniels is a league MVP candidate. That's how much off the chain this brother has been. I cannot sit up there and look at Bo Nix and say, well, you know what, I'd give him the offensive rookie of the month. That's just not how I feel.
Yeah, I think when you look at Bo Nix, though, he has played extremely well. I believe like 5 out of the first 6 weeks of the season, Jayden Daniels was the offensive rookie of the week. But you got to think about him missing the game against Carolina, Bo Nix going down to New Orleans and getting a big win for Sean Payton in his return home. And then you play the Carolina Panthers. Jayden missed the Carolina Panthers. Bo Nix played him and threw for 4 touchdowns. And so I think all of those things, looking at what the statistics say, is why Bo Nix won the Offensive Rookie of the Month. But he's still not playing holistically on the level that Jayden Daniels has this year.
Okay, staying in that game, Broncos Ravens, Cam, what level of concern do you have for a Ravens upset?
I don't. I look at a situation where this is a perfect indication of the same thing I just said about you can't win until you start from losing.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the Baltimore Ravens. I keep saying it every time I come on. They're a toenail away from winning that game in Kansas City Week 1. And if we have an interception late to close the game for the Browns, they potentially win that game too. The ball is not loyal to anybody. It just goes to whoever wants it the most. The opportunities come, you have to capitalize on that. And that's all the Ravens have been doing. And sometimes it has showed when they haven't.
One thing, Essay, before you jump in, I just want to ask, having the quarterback perspective here with you, as a quarterback, how do you overcome a defense that's not living up to expectations like the Ravens?
Well, the thing that you cannot do in any situation is play the blame game, right? We have to have cohesion, continuity, play complementary football. That's what coaches would always say. When the defense is lacking, the offense picks it up. When the offense is lacking, the defense has to pick it up. And when both of them are on high power, watch out. You know what you have in the kicking game. But when I look at the Baltimore Ravens, they're a full, complete team. There's peaks and valleys in any type of NFL season, and there's times where the defense may, bail us out, or there's times where the offense may lack. But there's not anything to be worried about because every single game in this season for the Baltimore Ravens, they have played it down to the last quarter or the last minute.
Yeah, I think there's concern from the standpoint that Vance Joseph's defense in Denver is a very difficult defense to play. They're a team that attacks. They're great up front with guys like Zach Allen, who may not be a name that you know, but it's a name you should get to know. Guys like Benito coming off of the edge. And then also on the back end, when you have a Patrick Surtain, a Riley Moss, a Brandon Jones, and a P.J. Locke, Vance Joseph uses all of these pieces to the best of their abilities, like we saw Mike McDonald last year with the Baltimore Ravens. Not to mention that Lamar Jackson is banged up this week. And so you understand that they're going to get pressure. So this is going to have to be a heavy Derrick Henry game. The run game is going to have to win. And then you also want to see what can Deontay Johnson add to this passing game, because he's a dude that can create separation. Right. And Cam knows this the same way that Zay Flowers does. Yeah. And so now if you have those man-to-man opportunities on the outside, which the Denver Broncos will give you, you have 2 guys that specialize in beating that with very good and experienced route running.
Stephen A.?
Well, there's no doubt about that, and I guess that would justify being concerned. However, I'm not. I'm just not concerned about the Ravens this week against the Broncos. And I'll say this knowing that their defense has been horrid. When you look at them, total defense 25th, pass defense dead last, okay? Scoring defense 26th, third down defense 29th, red zone defense 19th. That's abysmal. And we all know that, and we all know that's antithetical to anything that we've seen, heard, or warranted from the Baltimore Ravens throughout its history. We don't even recognize this franchise because of what they're doing defensively, because it's never been a problem before. I don't know. I can't even imagine how Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and those boys are feeling right now. Let me not forget T. Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, and all of this stuff. But in the end, when you got a guy like Lamar Jackson, who's #1 in the NFL with total offense 2,517 yards, when you got a bell cow like a Derrick Henry, rush yards, rushing attempts, leading rusher in the National Football League, a monster coming out of the backfield, okay? And then you think about the urgency of the moment. There is no question that the Baltimore Ravens have to step up. Their issue is playing down to the competition. Of their 3 losses, outside of losing to the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs on opening night because a toe was too big, a la Kevin Durant, with Lively, the situation is that their 2 other losses have come to last place teams. The Raiders were in last place when they lost to them. The Browns were in last place when they lost to them last week. You do tend to play down to your competition. Over the last couple of years, they've had about 8 games where they've given up the lead in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. We don't recognize this Baltimore Ravens defense right now. So because of that, and everybody's been talking about it and understanding that now, before you blink, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in first place in the AFC North. I think that elevates the level of urgency. I think Baltimore answers the call.